Welcome! As we continue our video introduction of the SMBot Guide, let's talk about corporate strategy and its relationship to sales and marketing. In this video, we'll learn about corporate strategy, which is the overall direction of the company as defined by senior management. Corporate strategy takes into consideration an assessment of the existing capabilities of the company and external opportunities and threats. Corporate strategy usually coincides with the immediate future fiscal period, or it could be developed with a longer term. It is important to understand the overall corporate strategy and its relationship to sales and marketing, because the marketing strategy works within the direction provided by the overall corporate strategy of the company and also interacts with other elements of the corporate strategy. Corporate strategy is a combination of senior management direction and insights. This is provided by senior management based on their experience and insights related to the business. Corporate product strategy. This defines the products or services the company offers and the research and development efforts required to create them. Corporate marketing strategy. This defines how the company plans to target, position, market, and sell the planned products, and defines metrics, targets, and budgets for all marketing activities. Corporate operations strategy. This defines how the company will manage operational activities, manufacture its products or provide services, and provide the corresponding customer support and warranty. Corporate finance strategy. This defines how the company will manage its finances, attain funding, and financially sustain its operations. The finance strategy should include forecasts and projections and summarize costs, income, and investments. Corporate human resource strategy. This maps the human resource capabilities within the company and considers talent management and acquisition needs to sustain growth. This chart lists the components of corporate strategy. Typically, companies have existing documentation regarding their corporate product strategy, corporate marketing strategy, corporate operations strategy, corporate finance strategy, and corporate human resource strategy. These must be considered in an integrated manner to define a coherent corporate strategy. The level and complexity of documentation for these strategies may vary depending on the size of the company and the breadth of its product portfolios and geographic reach. If formal documentation of these strategies is not available as with a startup company, the teams involved in strategic planning should consider the various strategies using the SM Study Guide framework and decide on an overall corporate strategy, which can then become a benchmark to execute future plans. Finalizing the company's corporate strategy can be a time-consuming and rigorous exercise that requires inputs from multiple stakeholders, particularly senior management. It is advisable to execute strategic planning exercises at appropriate and specific time intervals, and then finalize a corporate strategy on which senior management and the heads of the strategy teams agree. Following this process will help to ensure that the leadership team has coherently defined goals and strategies that align with the overall strategic goals of the organization. Corporate strategy can in turn be further divided into lower-level strategies depending on the complexity of the organization. For example, the corporate strategy for an entire company can be divided into strategies for each business unit or geographic region and then subdivided further into a product or brand strategy for each product or brand in a business unit or geographic region. The product or brand strategy is the lowest level in this hierarchy. The diagram illustrates the relationship between corporate strategy, business unit geographic region strategy, and product brand level strategy. And with that, we've come to the end of this module.
Hi and welcome. A marketing strategy overview is an important topic discussed in the SMBot Guide. In this video, we'll explore an overview of the important processes and outputs related to marketing strategy. Let's get started. All successful products or brands need well-planned marketing strategies in place to ensure that they satisfy the goals set by the corresponding business unit or geographic location, and in turn, the overall corporate marketing strategy. Marketing strategy is therefore one of the most crucial aspects of sales and marketing. It defines a product or brand's unique value proposition, target markets, and the specific strategies to be used to connect with defined audiences. It also specifies the pricing and distribution strategies for a product or brand, and outlines the specific metrics, objectives, and budgets for all its marketing activities. The marketing strategy includes a set of outputs from the 11 marketing strategy processes. These outputs are incorporated throughout strategic planning to help provide an overall direction for the marketing initiatives designed to support the promotion of the company's products or the brand. This diagram gives an overview of the important processes and outputs related to marketing strategy. Okay, with that, we've completed our marketing strategy overview. Hi, and welcome back. Let's begin this discussion in our video introduction of the SMBOK Guide with a quick look at the evolution of sales and marketing. Since sales and marketing has evolved significantly over time, it's important to present a high-level overview of the history of the subject in order to understand and appreciate its relevance in the world today. This image depicts the timeline of the evolution of sales and marketing. First, let's take a look at the barter system. Depending on where in the world you're talking about, anywhere between 1500 and 2500 years ago, coins and other forms of money were not yet popular. The typical and most common way people procured their products or services was through the barter system, the direct exchange of goods or services without the use of money. What examples can you think of for this concept? For example, a farmer might exchange some of his harvest with a carpenter for the use of his skills to make wooden furniture. Let's look at a few examples of how the barter system is still used today. The barter system may replace money in times of monetary crisis, such as when the usual exchange currency is very unstable due to high inflation, or is simply unavailable for conducting commerce. A tradesperson, such as a carpenter or electrician, operating his or her own business, might provide services free of charge to his or her accountant for professional accounting services. Hello, and welcome back to the second chapter of our course on marketing strategy in the SMBOK Guide. This module is about the analysis of a company's strengths and weaknesses. Let's get started. These strengths and weaknesses determine its internal capabilities to compete in a market and to fulfill customer expectations. Strengths provide the company with a competitive advantage and can include factors such as skilled human resources, existing brands, patents, technology expertise, and distribution capabilities. On the other hand, weaknesses place the company at a disadvantage. For example, factors such as unskilled resources, inflexible organizational structure, lack of updated technology, and inefficient operational processes are all weaknesses. Identifying strengths and weaknesses, together with opportunity and threats discussed in the next process, constitute what is commonly known as a SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Such an analysis provides a comprehensive overview of a company's readiness to compete in a particular market and fulfill customer demands. Ultimately, the goal is to take the findings from the analysis and translate them into specific actions that will help the organization achieve success. An organization should strive to build on its strengths and redress its weaknesses. An understanding of its strengths typically uncovers opportunities for the organization to consider exploiting. Examining weaknesses helps identify threats to eliminate so the organization can successfully compete in the market. Without understanding the strengths and weaknesses, the marketing strategy team may end up creating plans that the company is unable to implement. At the same time, the team may miss opportunities that can arise due to a unique combination of capabilities. The primary objective of the marketing strategy is to fulfill customer needs. A key requirement for achieving that objective is an understanding of what the organization can deliver. Here's a figure that shows inputs, tools, and outputs for the Determine Strengths and Weaknesses process. That's all for this session. Thank you for learning with us.
The last chapter of Marketing Strategy, titled Impact of Marketing Strategy, touches upon the effects of an organization's marketing strategy on other aspects of marketing and on other elements of the corporate strategy. Marketing strategy for a product or brand determines the specific resource allocation and activities involved with other aspects of marketing. The purpose of considering other aspects is to collectively work towards achieving the objectives established in the detailed marketing strategy. As far as impact on corporate strategy goes, marketing strategy determines the value a company will provide to a customer and how that value is communicated to the customer. Thus, it defines the rationale for the existence of the company and therefore impacts all other elements of the corporate strategy. That brings us to the end of this session. Thank you for learning with us.